Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Again, thank you. We were requested to speak something about Bhagavad Gita. Actually, it's like the Bhagavad Gita class in the temple, put up here now. So first of all, which language? There's always the question of Simhachalam, the eternal question of Simhachalam. Which language do we speak?
Italian.
Icelandic.
Okay. Subtitles will be displayed on the back of Harivenu's head, at least for the live stream.
No, please keep his head for the live stream. It's perfectly centered there. No.
The book is in English.
Book is in English. That's what I also thought. Okay, we start in English and maybe we can. We decided to make it a little bit interactive and hopefully funny, since we are not directly in the temple, so we can be a little bit free and be all on one level, on an equal level, and more or less in that sense. That we'll be sitting here also on the floor, and it's actually a very interesting chapter because it's the opulence of the Absolute, why Krishna describes his different features, what he displays or what he install in the universe for different purposes. And we are right in the beginning. We actually on verse number 5, and this is actually Prabhupada put them together with verse number 4, but we read number 5 only, and it's just a continuation with that Krishna counts different qualities what he invested. This is ahimsa sannata tushtis tapo dhammam yasho yasha bhavanti bhava bhutanam mata eva pritak vitaha. Und es sind verschiedene, ich lese den Vers mal insgesamt durch, so wie er hier übersetzt ist, bei seiner göttlichen Gnade. Wie gesagt, denn die Erläuterung soll jeder zu Hause lesen. Oh, the verbal everybody should read this at home, right?
Oh, we didn't read it.
Harivendu read it, he will tell us what's inside.
Oh,
Somebody needs translation from English?
Kishori und Shyama.
Ja, das ist ja eben so. Können wir das zu Hause sehen?
Wer kann übersetzen? Kannst du übersetzen, Mama?
Ich komme da, ich sitze nicht bei
Kannst du übersetzen, wenn jemand geht?
Lass uns bitte tauschen.
Ich kann übersetzen, wenn es auch nachfalls klingt.
Achso.
So, das kann auch übersetzen? Wenn du willst, ich kann auch übersetzen.
ich glaube, du kannst besser übersetzen.
Besser nicht, aber besser, wenn ich übersetze.
Das ist
Damit du dich auskennst.
Okay,
Okay, ich bleibe übersetzen.
Sorry. This might be English.
You speak English. Good. The language question is clear.
Okay, sorry. Hast du eine deutsche Version von der Bhagavad Gita?
Ja.
ich habe es gelesen.
Das gelesen.
Wollen wir Deutsch oder Englisch? Welche Ecke?
French.
Okay. Intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubt and delusion, forgiveness, truthfulness, control of the senses, control of the mind, happiness and distress, birth, death, fear, fearlessness, non-violence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, fame and infamy. All these various qualities of living beings are created by me
All
alone,
diese verschiedenen
says Sri
Eigenschaften
Krishna.
und Lebewesen wurden von mir allein geschaffen.
So,
So,
before Govinda, if you have some thoughts on this first of all?
Maybe we read one more time.
Okay. Anyway, I thought we go through the different sections, and
ich dachte, wir gehen
we
durch die
can
verschiedenen Teile.
we can kind of meditate on this particular quality what Krishna gives here, and then can see how this displays in our life, and how these qualities we can implement in our community, since they are godly qualities. And so how we can think, how we can, since Krishna mentioned them here, how we can them implement in our lives and also in our community to make it better. For example, the first one is intelligence. Who has some thoughts about intelligence? About himself, and what is, how you see intelligence? What rings in you when we say, or when Krishna says, he's intelligent?
Bewusst, intelligence, to be conscious about other people's feelings.
Okay, so empathy.
Also, yeah.
Okay, but intelligent. Okay, Marvin.
Discriminate between.
Unterscheidungsvermögen.
Discriminate.
Discrimination. Oleg?
The more I know, I know nothing.
The more you know, I don't know. Okay, this is
Socrates.
I know that I don't know.
Ah, no, it is why this is my
your incarnation.
figure out. The more I know, I don't know. I know nothing.
Ich schau mal raus.
Also für mich ist, wenn ich das erste Mal halt zum Tempel komme, dass ich verstehe, wie verhalte ich mich im Tempel. Das Krishna gibt mir Intelligenz, wie gehe ich im Tempel mit allen Dingen um, die da sind. Und dass ich mit
Okay, du hast schon jetzt, wie man das in die Community einbauen kann.
Krishna gives me the intelligence, how do I behave in the community.
Yeah, but it's also interesting because that means that this intelligence is not only something that we learn or that you have or don't have. It means it's also something we can receive as a blessing. Krishna says, I'm the jnana, I give knowledge from the heart. So it's also some form of intuition.
That's very interesting. Some more thoughts on this? Huh?
Yeah.
With strong intelligence, you control the senses.
With strong intelligence, you control the senses. Very good. Something else?
Mit starker Intelligenz kann man die Sinne kontrollieren.
Und der Ergebnis ist nicht von mir abhängig.
Okay, so depending on Krishna,
Geht
abhängig sein.
Okay. Okay.
Because the next point Krishna mentions here is similar but still different. It's knowledge. And I think there's a big where's some gibt's schon? Oder das ist was zu essen gibt.
Ist die von Kushor, nicht? Nee, ich glaube, ich habe den noch.
Very good. That's real something.
Okay, so knowledge. Who has some thoughts about knowledge? Love, come on. You're the most knowledgeable here. How you see? Okay, okay.
I'm just gonna say what it says there because I read it.
Yeah.
Knowledge means to know what's the difference between matter and spirit.
Yes. Yes. But when you see it in comparison with intelligence, what's the difference? Because one maybe is intelligent means he has lots of knowledge, or
Knowledge is something you acquire also, no?
Intelligent.
One is intelligence
then one can learn the knowledge. But only if the emotions and everything else don't cover the intelligence.
Yeah, because you have this. You know who's a nerd? I mean, who's a nerd? Or you know this term, a nerd, or? Never. Right? And they usually, we would say they have lots of knowledge, isn't it, Nani Muki? Lots of knowledge. But do they have necessary intelligence?
Maybe material intelligence.
Yeah, so what is needed between knowledge and intelligence?
Realization.
Realization, yes. So because I maybe have some knowledge and I maybe have intelligence. There are many people very intelligent, but to bring them together, that means then realization. And realization actually makes change us. You know, I have always this famous example. Everybody knows smoking is bad. What we know, we have now this displayed who, I mean, you never look at them anyway, but I tell you.
I was looking at it.
Yeah, you see on this packages, on this tobacco or on the cigarettes, you see this graphic pictures of
open
some,
throats.
yeah, and so some from throat and the lung comes out, something like that, a black lung, like. So the knowledge is there, but still so many people smoking because there is not really intelligence to bring this together and realize, okay, when I don't stop smoking, I look like this on the package. Like, so, and if you have the realization, then really you can change something. And this is of course a cross-graphic example, but especially when we approach spiritual knowledge, then we really have the intelligence to apply it in our life. What? So how we?
One more thing is that somebody in Gadara was always saying that knowledge can also be a burden. Like you know so much, but if you cannot apply it, then it becomes a burden.
Did he speak from his own experience?
Yes. Gadara is a Jew, he's quite a genius.
Oh yeah,
And it's like just knowledge, just information. If you cannot apply it, it becomes a burden. Then it becomes something you believe maybe, or you try to justify, but if you can't realize it, it becomes a burden.
Because knowledge actually is something what you can also perceive. Knowledge is not only what we read in the books. Knowledge is also realization. What you get, what you basically can download from the ether cloud into your consciousness. So, and if you don't apply it, as you said, you can become crazy. Basically, there's so many people who have lots of knowledge. I mean, I don't know so many, but people have lots of knowledge and they don't apply it, become crazy because.
That's true. Many geniuses are a little bit on the edge.
Wahnsinn und Genie liegen dicht beieinander. Okay, so how does it? There's 2 points now: intelligent knowledge. How does it apply in the community to make some difference?
Which another question?
No, but Madhu knows everything about cars, especially Dacias, so we all should go to Madhu and support him. And then he supports the community.
With new cars.
Own car. Maybe you create a car.
And then I'm more good at repairing them.
The Madhu, I drive a Madhu.
And Madhu van.
I mean, I think a community who's intelligent and is knowledgeable comes all this what we had before, what Harivena said, for example, is empathic. You know, and this is something what we really have to cultivate, because by nature we are not empathic. We are self-centered. Right? And as devotees, we're working on ourselves and try to be a better version of ourselves, and not always it's functioning.
One thing I can also think is that if we can combine the two, we can be also authentic.
Authentic, yeah.
Because otherwise we can. There's so much knowledge, so many ideals, but we cannot live up to it, and maybe we present ourselves that we're perfect.
Yeah.
So, but we should be authentic, honest.
Yeah.
So you mean to use the intelligence to discriminate between what knowledge we should use? Or is that what you mean? Is that what?
No, I would say that because sometimes the too much. Gadadhar Prabhu was like elaborating on this. I'm still thinking about this. That you can have so much information, and then you cannot apply it. And maybe at one point you like when I read the first time like the nectar of instruction, I was a little bit overwhelmed. I was like, oh, I need to apply all of this now.
I think that's the reason
So,
why.
Yeah. So when you, it's dangerous to think yourself more elevated than you actually are. For example, so to be like the Prabhupada calls it vimukta maninas. We develop an idea of ourselves as being very elevated, and then one day you realize, oh, actually,
I know nothing.
So then, so yeah, it's good to be. That's what I'm like, to be honest, to really reflect where you really are, and then like real application, real realization. That's true value, and the rest it might be still an ideal we are aspiring to, but we should be authentic and not present ourselves as something we're not.
And both of them, knowledge and intelligence, doesn't mean it's forbidden to make mistakes. I think it's actually part of the process to earn knowledge and also apply intelligence is to allow yourself to maybe make a mistake if one later on learns from it and rectify it or kind of this. Okay, should we move on, or somebody want to say something about these 2 points? Okay, then we have freedom from doubt and delusion. Delusion is like illusion or like bewilderment. How is this in your life? I think everybody has some, doubt is something what everybody carries, and this is also good because doubt also brings us to question, and this question that brings us for inquiring, and this leads to knowledge and is part of intelligence. But doubt can be also something disruptive or destructive. So, what do you think about it?
I think doubt is a sign that your intelligence is working. Unless you would just accept anything without thinking about it, doubt means you're really thinking about it and trying to understand it.
Yes.
And what happens if we can't solve the doubt?
Well, then there's something wrong probably with what you want to learn. When there is a perfect philosophy, then you can clear every doubt. If the philosophy is some failure, then of course there will be doubts remaining.
But what is, for example, in a community, you get the philosophy, you get the knowledge and whatever, and you think that's a perfect philosophy, and then you come in a community who claim to live this philosophy, and you don't see everything perfect.
Yeah, then we're back to the point of authentic. Right?
Yeah.
This brings us also to make right to das bringt uns dazu, zweifeln.
Okay.
Zweifeln bringen uns dazu, auch wichtige Fragen zu stellen.
Okay.
Und dann auch wenn die Beziehung da ist, dann traust du dich auch an, diese Fragen zu stellen, und dann bekommst du Antworten, die dein Geist beruhigen. Und dass du dann weitermachen kannst.
Yeah. Depends if doubt is something what can destroy us, but doubt is also something what can create us, what nourishes us, or what keeps us going, keeps us, searching, questioning, looking for answers. And this,
I think when we have intelligence, we are able to grasp the knowledge that we hear or we read. it depends upon our intelligence level, how much we grasp, how much we take in, and the thing that we take in, that becomes our basis, that becomes our constitution basically, and whatever things we have going on in our life, we kind of judge on the basis of that constitution we've framed for ourselves.
How is it then that intelligence, you don't see the same display of intelligence in all living beings?
Yeah, I would say that different people have different capacity for sure, but what I think Govinda Mataji said, or somebody, Shimarasa Mataji said, that we trust Krishna also to provide intelligence. Because Krishna says, Jnanam Apahanam Cha, like knowledge, forgetfulness, remembrance, what else?
No, he says this.
Yeah.
He says, yeah.
That he's giving that. So yes, I think the knowledge is, so intelligence is not only something that you're born with or you're not born with, because the example that's given so often the gopis, or different devotees who they have no doubts. They have so much faith and connection that they are truly intelligent. Maybe much more intelligent than somebody who has so much knowledge and grasp so many abstract things, but he cannot grasp this sublime presence of Krishna, for example.
Like the pastime of the Brahmanas and the Brahmanas' wives.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But here Krishna says he is freedom from doubt and delusion.
Yes.
So what is freedom from doubt?
Realization.
Purity.
Faith.
Yeah,
exactly. It's faith. It creates actually. Krishna is in that he means I'm faith. I'm trust. Because it's freedom from doubt. So to those devotees who really have trust in Krishna, he takes also the doubt away. So he fills the doubt with realization or knowledge.
And I think it has something to do with love, with connection to the heart. Because when somebody grabs a lot of knowledge and he has it in a book in his head, he can do nothing with this, When you're connected, like the gopis with the heart, this is another level, so...
There's also the story of Ramanujacharya. He was debating with this, I forgot the name of the opponent, but very powerful opponent, and they were debating for many days, and Ramanujacharya was actually losing. More and more he was losing, and basically the last evening, basically he had lost, but the next day would have been the last day of the debate. So they ended the debate, and he went to do his evening prayers, he went to take darshan, and then in the morning also he did his morning sadhana to darshan, to deity, and he came completely fresh and happy back to debate, and then his opponent surrendered to him. And everybody was confused. Ramanujacharya was also confused. And then his opponent said, I shouted so many, I pierced your intelligence and your conscience with so many doubts. I question everything you are, you're doing, everything I question, and so strongly that Ramanuja couldn't really answer actually. But the fact that Ramanujacharya in the next morning was not at all finished, because usually when you're like, the doubt can really drain you become inactive, you become unhappy, you maybe even want to end your life, or So in the next morning, Ramanujacharya was full of life. So that was that couldn't, because I've shot every single argument I have nothing more to say. If you're still happy and you're still a devotee, then you win.
Exactly. I think this is where we see that faith carries a bigger weight than that of intelligence.
But I wouldn't say faith. I would say the happiness. Like Ramanujacharya he was completely happy. He was not at all. He fully recovered.
The bliss, we can say.
He was blissful. Yeah, he was not really like hurt. Like
he wasn't worried.
Yeah.
He did good,
He did his morning sadhana.
Yeah.
To darshan. Everything was
Horrible.
He went to Mangalarati.
He was also somehow detached. He sort of knew he was losing. So he
Also, yeah.
just continued.
But
Sure.
his realization was really in a good way, yeah. So he got it.
Yeah.
Because trust, I think trust is not something what you can learn. You can maybe experience it,
Mm.
and the more you disclose yourself of this experience, the more it becomes stronger. But you know, there's not the exercise of, well, somebody maybe know, is the exercise of learning to trust.
Yes, follow.
Yes,
Follow.
yes.
I saw this
Trustful.
one reel where they waited, they wanted to catch him and he fall in the front. Everybody was like, yeah, maybe. But it's something what one really has to experience, and I think this is kind of a life mission as well. Okay, forgiveness, that's a big one.
Mm.
What does that mean?
Forgiveness. Oh, sorry. What do you think forgiveness is important in a community?
That's when someone like does something wrong, that you forgive him, that's like not the whole time you like you this and this like very
Das muss man laden.
what? That you're not angry with someone, that you really love someone, like everybody does mistakes, and that you forgive.
Yeah. It's good
Why do everybody make mistakes?
because we how you say prophets as well? Because we
For human defects.
Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Limited
it's
senses.
limited. Yeah, we limited senses. We make mistakes and
Tendency to cheat.
cheat.
And
tendency
an
to cheat.
illusion.
Prone to be illusioned. This is also connected with intelligence, no?
Because conditioned souls,
Mhm.
you're conditioned in material
Die
matter.
Planeten spielen auch eine Rolle, oder?
Yeah.
For forgiveness.
Nein, ich meine, dass man halt schlecht drauf ist und dann einfach
Fehler
Dinge
macht.
sagt, ja, dass man Dinge sagt, die einem dann leid tun und die man eigentlich gar nicht wirklich so meint. Und
Yeah. But this is one thing. But what exactly means forgiveness? How does it practically work?
Forgiveness means not to be offended. Or even if one is offended, then he can let it go easily. But sometimes we keep it inside, for years and years and years.
Yeah, to forgive.
To let it go.
Forgive and forget.
Let it go.
Forget it, but
Let it
like
go.
in theory is that the like for me at least it always helps, like the planets dimension of your conditioned soul, because that it's not actually the person, it's not Oleg, who did something. It's the conditioned Oleg. It's not the eternal,
Oh, you lucky one.
the soul.
I mean, it's
So that helps a lot to me at least, that then I can rationalize that this, whatever this person did, it was the three modes of material nature, his planets, whatever, And this is something, somehow this person behaved in a certain way, but it's not really the person actually.
Also, can I say it in German?
Ja.
Aus meiner Sicht gibt es eigentlich nichts zu vergeben, weil es keinen Schuldigen gibt. Denn, so wie du gesagt hast, die konditionierte Seele auf der einen Seite, aber auf der anderen Seite ist ja nur ein Botschafter.
Ja.
So, der wiederum in dir das widerspiegelt, was dich nur triggert. So, das heißt, wenn jemand angehaftet ist an irgendwelche Erscheinungen und derjenige löst in ihm etwas aus, dann heißt es ja nur, dass da noch etwas ist, was halt nicht in Ordnung ist. So, aber wenn es das nicht gibt, wenn es diesen Reibungspunkt nicht gibt, so, dann passiert ja auch nichts. So, und dann gibt es auch nichts zu vergeben. Aus dieser Sicht. Genau. Aber wichtig ist halt, derjenige, der etwas angestellt hat, ist nur ein Botschafter. So. Ein Überbringer von Nachrichten.
Messenger.
you can. I also think.
But still, like one, I think this because sometimes in this connection the mistake can be said like that if we are only receiving messages, if this all we deserve, the karma also we get. Still, the person who's doing that is accumulating new karmas. So it's not that it's
Also
karma
free.
free.
Ja, also
Yeah, but what helps me personally when something happens, of course, after the first, after the first breakout, So then to think, okay, what's the message? What is my karma? I mean, I have the karma to receive it, and what is the message for me to deal on my side? I can't force the other person to learn his karma or his side, his lesson. Because, for example, I'm an offender. Oh yes, I'm a great offender. Right? So I did maybe something wrong, and I realized it. So, I cannot say, it's my, I was just your messenger.
Yeah.
And sometimes you hear people say this, Yes, it's true, but also, what is your part to learn here,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a very important thing in community life.
Karambakana Swami also takes two different approaches. One is you can look at yourself, and normally when we do something, we are very lenient with ourselves. We're like, I was, I had a bad day, this and that. And so kind of try to remember that and apply it to the other person.
That's
Maybe
true.
he's having that. And also, he also says that you should visualize Krishna standing behind him and holding over his shoulder, because Krishna is there in the heart. So Krishna is there always for every, everyone is a soul, everyone is.
And what actually Jesus says, forgive and you will be forgiven. So if there's also a similar statement, I don't know, it comes from Jesus, it's just in the Bible, that the measurement you measure other people will be applied on you. Das Maß, was du an andere Leute anlegst, wird bei dir angewandt werden.
Yeah, because that's like if you do an eye by an eye, then at the end everybody's blind.
Can you repeat?
Say it again. Slowly.
If you do if everybody wants revenge for what's been done wrong to them, then at the end also Auge ums Auge sagt then at the end everybody's blind. We don't want to be blind. We want to. If you forgive, then it's the opposite. If everybody forgives, then we can elevate each other.
Ist genug Platz, komm rein.
Mahatma Prabhu with his, he has a lot of these.
Nee, sie zählt wegen Passada wahrscheinlich.
Okay.
Sie zählt wegen Passada.
Mahatma Prabhu has this different courses on forgiveness, and he begins by saying that amongst the devotees, that's one of the main things as to why people cannot get on or stay together, because they are not able to forgive what goes on. And he tackles it in so many different ways. Be it from things like sometimes people have something going on inside of them, and there can be like a garbage truck. They want to dump it somewhere. So you don't have to take it on. You can just understand that this is someone else's load, and they have it, and carry on, or different ways. Like depending on how deep it's gone into the consciousness, one has to work deeper on it often, right? How much, if that's been a deeper.
I think it also depends if someone's really sorry for what they did. Like if someone did something bad and said, well, I was just a messenger, or you deserved it, or it's the planets, then you can't digest it in a nice way. But like if you feel that someone has done something to you, and it's really feeling like sorry because that person got some realization or whatsoever, then maybe you can say, okay, I accept it, I forgive you. If someone says, well, this was your karma, and I was just, the one to make you feel your karma, then obviously you're not gonna, it's like when the Pandavas, when they were mistreated so heavily, then they were also, it's like, depends how the opponent was to them. It's like, yeah, you deserve this, then they would have felt it in a completely different way, right? So it depends how your opponent, how the person who hurt you deals with it after all, I think.
But also, this is a good example, the Pandavas, right?
Yeah.
Because Yudhishthira was forgiving
Yeah.
everything, and Bhima was like, okay, let's crush them now. I don't want to wait any second anymore. And Yudhishthira had to hold him back all the time, you know? But Yudhishthira was always like, yeah, forgive them, let go. You know,
It's that steam and sparks came out of his ear.
His eyes were red.
No, I think that, I mean, it's true, but I think that at the end you have to decide.
Yeah.
Because there's also the saying that when you don't forgive, it's the feeling that we try to take revenge by not forgiving the person. I'm not going to forgive this person, but actually the person doesn't even know you didn't forgive them, forgot about you, and you are actually being poisoned by this sentiment the whole time. So actually you're hurting yourself.
Yeah, exactly. That's also.
There's also covenants forgiveness exercise because it says a lot of people won't ever admit that they've done anything that need to be forgiven for.
Mm.
And for the other person, then what do you do? And that's the point exactly there, that you don't want to carry this burden with
Yudhishthira
you
knew what to
in
do.
your
He was so aloof of
consciousness.
everything. He was just like, yeah, just let it go.
And it's
right?
a bit hard
No,
in
it's
practice, to really let it out of that.
And most of the time, the problem lays by the one who is offended, because it happens so often. You know, we always think we think what the other person think of us. You know, we constantly think, oh, this person probably thinks like this about me. It even doesn't have to be true. We had this example. I said something to somebody out of my rational realization, or I said something what in my head made sense, and with that it came to other person, and this person was hurt by it. So I don't even know that I did some mistake, you know, and in the other person it crushed something. So now one can, you know, of course the other person thinks he offended me, but I may even not aware what I did to this other person. You know, it could be ignorance, but it could be just, you know, that two different worlds collided at the apparently wrong time. Of course, there's never a wrong time. So, but the person who are offended, you know, if they carry this, then, you know, it's a problem for that person.
There's a very interesting, very subtle example like this, which a little bit revokes what I was saying before. But there's a story of Rupa Goswami. He was meditating and he could just sit down and he was chanting. He was immediately in the spiritual world. And then he couldn't anymore. He was trying to chant and he could not access the spiritual world. There was a block. And then Sanatana Goswami told about probably you offended somebody. I didn't offend anybody. And then said you just invite all the devotees of Vrindavan and whoever doesn't come, he's offended. He's offended, you know?
Yeah.
So one person didn't come. And this person was a sadhu also. He was hunchbacked. He had like a hunchback. And then he told Rupa Goswami that he was walking past Rupa Goswami's samadhi, Bhajan Kutir, sorry, Bhajan Kutir, and Rupa Goswami was absorbed in meditation. He was laughing in his meditation about something he was experiencing in the spiritual world. But the sadhu thought he was being laughed at, so he got offended.
Wow.
And therefore, it actually did have an effect on Rupa Goswami.
Yeah.
He could, because he offended a Vaishnava, so he could not access Krishna anymore.
I heard that he was meditating or watching, seeing that the gopis or Radharani, they want to pick flowers, and Krishna was in the tree, and Radharani wanted, they're so high. And then Krishna was standing there, she could not see him, and Krishna with his foot bended the branch down. He said, wow, steeper! And she grabbed the branch to hold. In this moment, Krishna let go. Radharani is flying up. And this was so hilarious for Rupa Goswami that he was laughing. In this moment, then this sadhu came by. Hey, Sanjay, Haribo!
Haribo!
Sanjay is here.
That could he then after go back in the spiritual world, like
He apologized. No?
Yeah, they apologized. And everybody was happy.
But it was not his intention. You know,
Yeah,
that's
it was
interesting.
like, because that remember reminded me. Sometimes it's even not intentional.
Yeah.
But still it might have an effect. On a subtle level, it does have an effect.
Yeah. There's a nice saying about this, that usually the problem is we always see the action of the other person, but we don't see their intention. But when we do something, we see our intention, but we don't see our action, right? Like I may do something terrible, and like, why are you offended? My intention was to help you, like to do something nice, and you're like, no, but you did something completely abnormal or uncultured or whatever, you know. But no, my intention is good. So, but we only see our intention while ignoring the intention of others. We only see their action and meditate on their action. Oh, did you hear what he told me? And
so I also have a question to this, because from the story from Ambarish Maharaj, we know that he was cursed by the Muni, and Ambarish Maharaj, he was not offended. But still, Sudarshan Chakra was chasing for him. And he went to Vishnu and he said, Vishnu, I'm offended because you offended my devotee. So that's also one point, right?
Yeah, but to Vasamuni he was very conscious. I mean, it was not that he by accident cursed him.
He wanted to.
He was envious.
Yeah, but Ambarish Maharaj, she was not offended. No, it was Vishnu who was offended.
Yeah, true.
What's the question?
Yeah, the question is then, Krishna is saying forgiveness, but sometimes he can also be offended.
So he's offended for his devotees.
Yes, not for himself, but for his devotees.
Like there's an example also in the Battle of Kurukshetra. He gave the vow that he will not fight.
Yes.
But when Arjuna was threatened, he didn't care. He broke his vow.
Yeah,
he was about to break it.
Yeah. But there was also, you saw that Arjuna was not giving his best, right? He wanted him to kill Krishna. And he was holding back, and he said, okay, if you're not gonna do it, then I'm gonna do it. Because you're not giving everything, so I'm gonna take it. No matter what people will say about me, I don't care.
See, it's a big topic. And I think we're not to the end. But if we want to come to an end, we should maybe continue with another big one, truthfulness. Truthfulness. In our lives, in the community. Genau, Wahrheit. Wahrhaftig, genau, wahrhaftig.
Without any personal motivations.
Without personal motivations.
Sometimes the question, are small white lies allowed?
Small white lies. I heard that you have to say the truth that doesn't hurt anybody.
Explain what is white lies.
White lies is something small. You
Like
lie
if somebody
about.
who's very, I don't know, a little round says, "Am I fat?" Then you don't necessarily say, you don't say yes, you are.
When I say to Charu, sit down to eat, otherwise next life you become a horse. That's a white lie.
That's true.
That's the truth. It's like you bend the truth.
Bend the truth.
No, it's like the question, like because there could be like a big lie where you deceive somebody. Or
like what?
Like Prabhus was like, let's say if you go with the train in Munich and you don't have to pay in Germany, you just go with the train. Something small, you know, you didn't pay your tickets, you know. Probably nobody will check you, but it's not honest. You know? There could be anything like that. It's not really causing big harm, but.
I mean, in the purport, Prabhupada says, you know, truthfulness means always to say the truth, especially about spiritual matters. Now, no matter what, you should not bend it or whatever for the benefit of the other person.
Even when you make a birthday party for them.
What?
Birthday party, a secret birthday party.
Yeah, secret birthday. No, there's no celebration for you. We have no presents.
You get nothing.
Or somebody brings a toothbrush for the wife.
For today.
Oh, like some soap. Somebody gives you a shower gel. Something is wrong.
This is what you deserve, right?
Yes.
Or sometimes when in the uni and I'm writing an exam, I just take a peek.
Do this.
And I sometimes think, okay, at least I'm not cheating in the spiritual platform. It's materials for this world.
So what's with AI? ChatGPT. Truthful or not?
ChatGPT is in your whole life.
It's not truthful. Not truthful.
Artificial intelligence, when they ask the computer. Everyone in the 20s asked everything on this.
Google Plus.
Not true. I think nowadays people probably. I was asking myself the same question. Isn't it like if you don't use ChatGPT, that people actually think that you are using it anyway?
Yeah.
If you're too smart, they think I was just ChatGPT.
Yeah, it's gone a full circle. It's terrible, actually.
You don't
Isn't
trust
it?
anything
I
anymore.
don't know. I think like if you read this, this is probably from ChatGPT. That's what goes through one's head, no? I mean, nowadays, no. It's like it's rather rare that someone really uses his own intelligence.
So we come to this point.
You need to be smart to use ChatGPT also. Like you need to know which questions to ask, how you compile whatever answers you get. But if you tell everybody this, I research all of this, you know, and then it's of course the truth.
I think for some, you have to have intelligence to know how to do it.
Intelligence.
But it's when it takes over everyone's life, you know.
But I think what Ramanānda Prabhu was saying that in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is focusing much more on just speaking the truth, like the absolute truth, you know, not
No white lie.
to help people, not in the sense, not in the small things, but more in the like to tell the tell what's the nature of the self. You're not the body. You know? You will all die. You know, you're eternal spiritual souls.
He says actually truthfulness means that facts should be presented as they are for the benefit of others. Facts should not be mispresented according to social conventions. Convenience, it is said that one can speak the truth only when it's palatable to others. But that is not truthfulness. The truth should be spoken in a straightforward way so that others will understand actually what the facts are. If a man is a thief and if people are warned that he is a thief, that is truth. Although sometimes the truth is unpalatable, one should not refrain from speaking it. So I mean, but if you say, what is not the right thing, you say you're fat. You know, this person is really, it's really fat. Like, should one say that or not? It's the truth.
No, somewhere in the purport, Prabhupada also says that like some truths become evident by themselves. There's no need to tell us, everybody knows.
But you can tell if you have the intention of helping the person. I guess.
Yeah, maybe if you have a good relationship, can you give them advice for better diet or whatever.
What if the birthday party? When you go to the birthday party, so you don't say it when he asks.
This is for surprise. To make somebody else more happy, then a lie can be spoken. We have birthdays. Okay, truthfulness, okay? Anybody else something? Then
there's one thing I read once, maybe it's not so practical, but maybe if you can attempt. But it says if you go to Mangalarti 10 years in a row, every day without missing, whatever you speak is truth.
Ooh.
Wow.
That was a temple president who was very clever. I also hear this.
I think Narahari did it.
There's Gopal Krishna Goswami. He is Mangalati Acharya. He was Mangalacharya.
Yeah, he was always doing the art, wherever he was.
Or he went. At least he went.
Sankarshan Das Adhikari also has not missed one. His whole spiritual life, basically. Impressive.
Okay. Control of the senses. Comes into the Mangalati back. Control of the senses. How is it important in community life? Well, one thing comes to me is, if you don't control your senses, things, traumas will happen. This couple, partners changing, going here and there and everywhere. You know, that's very, you know, this basically can destroy a community.
But maybe also stealing the Mahaprasad.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry.
See how we all connected. Control of the senses.
That's what was written in the chat. Please don't take the mass without the dainty form because everyone should have the rights to it. That's what I just thought about when you said control of the senses.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in the nectar of instruction, when I read this the first time, I was a little bit disappointed because when you're young devotees, we're encouraged to eat as much as possible.
Yeah, me too.
And as brahmacharis, we always had prasadam eating competitions, you know. And then like minimum 3, 4, 5 plates, you know, for lunch prasadam.
Wow.
And then we read the nectar of instruction, and it says if you actually only want to enjoy the prasad without honoring it as, you know, as divine food, as blessings of the Lord, then it becomes bhoga. It works as bhoga.
Yeah, but when you eat as much prasadam as possible, because it's prasadam, it's like you're standing a long time in front of the altar and watching, having darshan.
Yeah, if you have the right attitude, yes, but if your attitude is I just want to enjoy, you don't control your senses, then it can work as bhoga, even if it's offered.
Difficult when you're hungry, yeah?
Is there any hope?
Huh?
Is there any hope for us?
I think it's very easy. No, I think it's very easy. No, I think it's very easy because it's the most easy situation to be grateful when you have great food. If it tastes good, you can immediately channel it. Wow, thank you so much. You know, it's amazing.
But when you eat grapefruit,
huh? Grapefruit. Yes.
Grapefruit.
Es ist auch, wenn du etwas lange unterdrückst, und dann ist es sehr schwierig, dann die Sinne zu kontrollieren.
Yeah.
Also ist auch mit Ehrlichkeit verbunden, ja, dass man zu sich selber ehrlich ist und weiß, wo stehe ich und was sind meine Bedürfnisse und wie tue ich sie abdecken.
Yes. Yeah. Maharaj always, when some disciples said, Maharaj, I don't want to eat sugar anymore, I said, no, just eat sugar, don't worry.
I heard the lecture of Bhakti Vigama Maharaj and he's speaking about the difference of suppression and sense control. So he's speaking, it's a whole lecture, it's a big topic.
Yeah.
So, but sense control doesn't mean suppression. This is a completely different thing.
Yeah.
And suppression in itself is bad because it will make you burst, you know, at one point, and then it's even worse than it was before. Sense control is you need to connect everything with Krishna. Or in
Because it's Prabhupada with the lust, or somebody come to him, some disciple or some devotee come to Prabhupada and said, ja, hör, ich habe meine Lust überwunden. I don't know, überwunden gerade. And Prabhupada replied, are you crazy?
When he said, maybe you should go to the doctor.
Yeah,
there's something wrong.
I mean,
But controlling the senses, like in the Yoga Sutras, is described as refining the senses also. Because when we overindulge in the senses, they become blunt.
Yeah.
So when you actually abstain from sense enjoyments, like fasting or silence, then actually the senses become again sharp. This is tapasya makes the senses sharp again, and everybody has this experience. Like if you fast for a day and then anything you taste tastes so wonderful. Even a carrot without salt. But before that, you couldn't taste. You have to put a lot of spices for you to taste something.
But the opposite is the Osho philosophy. As much sense enjoyment that they become, as you said, what he said? Blunt.
Saturated.
And then you don't want to have it anymore. It's like your father tried to stop you from smoking by let you smoke
a cigar.
He thinks it's over.
It's a dangerous technique.
And
many people remain hooked.
Okay, and related to this next point, control of the mind.
Isn't this actually the same thing?
Because he's the king of the senses.
Yeah. That's where it begins.
Yeah, but there's the cross senses here. I mean, speaking about the cross senses, and the mind is is very subtle.
Yeah, but you cannot control the senses without controlling the mind.
I think they go together.
Ja, man kann auch schlecht über etwas denken oder über jemanden denken und dann kann man gleichzeitig denken, ich sollte nicht schlecht über denjenigen denken.
Yes.
Controlling the mind is bigger, I would say.
Yes, definitely.
Like it's the key.
Yeah.
And also, but also it goes back and forth because whatever you experience through the senses is accumulated in the mind. So if you control your senses, it also conditions the mind in a certain way. Because the mind is very, let's say the mind is like a child actually, very irrational. Like it reacts to whatever is happening. So if it's exposed to a lot of sense pleasures, then it wants more of it. If you manage to withdraw it from it, then it also gets used to that. So the mind is the best friend or the best enemy. It can be the best friend if you habituate it to the right habits. That it wants that, then it's happy to wake up early to do the right thing, but it also can easily get attached to all kinds of crazy things.
Also, just a thought crossed my mind when you see all the different members.
Ja, ich habe ja gesagt, dass wenn man sich an Sachen gewöhnt, habe ich gesagt, Kitscheri essen.
Kitscheri.
Man muss 2 Wochen jeden Tag Kitscheri essen, du willst nur noch Kitscheri essen.
When you see the different parts of a community as senses, and the mind that the community acquires also a different mindset. Can one say that?
I think so, because there's
like a spirit in a community.
Because there's the Varna Purusha, a society is also like a body basically.
Yeah. And so a community is then also like a body, and the spirit
has senses, has mind.
The spirit, yeah. Okay, enough with the sense control and mind control. Happiness and distress.
Yeah, so I think that because in this chapter, Krishna says at the end, all of this is created by me alone.
Yeah.
So duality is also part of reality.
Yeah. Yin and Yang is Krishna's system actually. So happiness and distress. Yeah, I think happiness, each community try to experience happiness, and to get to the happiness point, it also needs a certain amount of distress. But of course in the spiritual community is, we can say distress is also when we organize all together a festival. For the devotees.
For
Everybody,
a whole row of festivals, 6 weeks in a
Oh,
row.
yes. The whole summer season. Yeah, but this is some distress, and then later on we are, there's kind of a certain happiness takes part in the community as, okay, we did this festival. I think we had this many times, when we run through a festival, everybody is finished, everybody is kind of really whatever, but you feel like after the marathon or something like that. The marathon is such a distress, book distribution marathon, but you feel like cleansed afterwards.
Like an accomplishment in unity with the community.
Yes.
Like
I would actually put this more into the topic of tapasya. This is not like really distress, because
Das der will das von dir essen. Der kriegt immer von mir. Hat die Nase voll, deswegen wollte er mit. Was?
Tapasya. The endeavor I would more put into the tapasya, right? Because happiness and distress is coming like the wind, You can be very happy preparing everything for the festival, or you can be very distressed. Also, you can be very distressed about the festival itself, or you can be very happy about it. This is, I don't think you can put it into this category.
Well, it depends if you see distress as something negative. Of course, mostly we perceive it negative, but it also can create lots of enthusiasm. Stress, I mean, it creates tension, but this tension could be also very, pulled together like a football team before a match or whatever.
But I would say, like in the community, like also in our individual life, you can always expect both.
Yeah.
So we have to, in one sense, also tolerate.
You cannot control
We know
it.
that they come uninvited, and also they will pass uninvited. They will pass us uninvited as they came. Always there's some distress, and then it goes, and then happiness comes. It's the cycle of life.
I mean, Krishna is saying this in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, in the second chapter, right? You just should tolerate it, however it comes, because it's not up to you, more or less. Everybody's suffering and everybody is happy also.
So Butcher told always the story, he met some businessman in the airplane, and this businessman said, when in my business for a long time everything goes well, I become a little bit concerned. So soon it will change. So, okay. Birth and death. Okay, let's put this together. Birth and death.
Things like happiness and
community is growing.
stress. Yeah, but normally in material life, death is the worst thing that can happen. But you see in the devotee life, and it's like, oh Jai, you go back home to Godhead, or something will happen, or we pray, or we do things, I know when my dad passed, and we had also Bhagavad Gita, Katha, and bhajans, and a friend from like a normal working colleague, she said, everyone seems like so uplifted and so happy, it's amazing, I've never experienced something, and she kept speaking to that like it's normally sad, so she was quite touched by the kirtan and everything, so it's a different, we have a different understanding in one sense, right, although it's not easy.
It's a very emotional moment, but at the same time we can find, we see what's happening afterwards. Birth is always nice, and we get new members of our community.
Yes. But it's something what we because we're quite young, what we didn't experience so much now is death also, and how a community deals with such a thing.
Ramanānda is the only reason.
Yeah. I had this with Krishna Prema Rupa, just his mother passed on, and he got so affected that he got a Daumen verschlingen. So it's something what of course material life means, both the entrance and the entrance, exit here. Okay. Fear and fearlessness, let's put this together. Fear in the community. How does fear benefit us in the community? It's created by Krishna. Krishna said he created fear. How is this?
Should be fearful that we don't offend others.
Okay. Maybe also fear of forgetting my spiritual values or my...
Talk about birth,
but because there's I forgot the exact how it's like, but it was in the Bhaktivedanta manner, and Srila Prabhupada was told. I forgot the exact one, but the story, basically the point of the story was that Prabhupada said, they asked Prabhupada, you never fall down. So no, because I'm always praying to not fall down, because I'm afraid of Maya. So if we lose this fear, of falling down, of Maya, of illusion. If you think you're great, do not become careless. Like if you're walking on a mountain, like I went with Madhupati to Island, and I was like, oh, I want to look down the fjord, and Madhupati's like, ah! So I was like, if you're too childish, you're like, let me try.
I remember once walking with your mother to the in the winter, and Gokula and Govinda was there, and was still small. They were small still, and it was winter, and it was so much snow. And it was Sunday. It was a beautiful sunny day, and the snow, blue sky, and it was like amazing. So we went there, wo die Steinbrüche sind, hinter Himanki's house, behind
Ah, yeah.
Himanki's, there. And Gomohan and Gokula, they had fun jumping from the rocks into the deep snow. You know, and then at one point Gomohan jumped down, then Gokula jumped down, and I'm standing up there, and they said, "Come on," you know, and I knew I should not do it. But then the ego creeped in. When they do it, I do it. You know? So I jumped down, and sure enough, with my back of this bone, you know how it's called?
Tailbone.
Coccyx.
Tailbone.
Tailbone. With the tailbone, I landed on a frozen rock.
Oh no.
Yes, exactly. So do you remember this? I thought in this moment, my spine is broken, you know, in the middle of the forest, and I didn't have health insurance in this moment. That was the first what came into my mind. I'm here, you know, like how somebody should get me out, you know, 2 children and a lady. So, but then somehow or other I managed to come out, and I could not hardly walk. And there was nobody else for the service, the backup service of the Puchari, and I thought, I do it anyway. So in 3 days it was better. It was not gone, it took a while, but it was better. Anyway, this was something where I thought this fear what I had would actually protected me. So therefore one can say Krishna gave fear also as an protection. Yes.
But we can also live in fear, right? We can also not do our best as individuals because we're always worried about what may or not happen, you know, not reach our potential.
That's the next one, fearlessness.
True. Yeah. Yeah, this one also sees often in devotees that we get stuck out of fear.
And also the material world is considered to be the place of fear, and the spiritual world is Vaikuntha, without fear.
Yes.
And also Srila Prabhupada said, you know, one time he was asked, what's the benefit of chanting when you become fearless?
And also they asked him, what do you feel when you're chanting? And they were expecting something, some high. And he said, no, I feel fearless.
Abhay.
And it's that Nishinga puts his hand on Prahlad's head and it creates fearlessness.
Therefore, every new Puchari comes on the altar, I make them both touch the feet with the head and then the hand of them. Because something, I'm afraid of Nisringadev. Actually, I mean, God actually don't want that we are afraid of Him. He wants that we are afraid of losing Him, right? So you know, but in some religious traditions, that's a big point. And
fear
actually,
your God,
this is demonic. Using fear to control people, that's demonic. You know, and religions they do this. And sometimes we also, you know, when you don't come from Mangala, you don't get prashad.
You have to wash the pots.
You have to wash the pots.
You have to fast.
Yeah. And then it's
I was fasting.
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 Fear of fasting.
Oh,
No, if you don't go to Mangala, you can fast.
all day.
No, you don't get prasad.
The whole day or no breakfast?
Until noon.
Prabhupada said that once, that's why.
And if you split some milk or chanamrita, you have to bow down and lick it.
This was this one movie or whatever they had about Schloss Rettershof, where some lady, because some prasad was on the floor and she licked it and they catched it with the camera something, and this was like a big.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But that PR.
Yeah. Okay. Are we okay? Fear and fearlessness. Non-violence. Come on, we always did it. Non-violence. How is it beneficial in the community to be non-violent?
He explains in the text that non-violence means educating the people about spiritual life. Yeah.
And violence is to leave people in ignorance, let them suffer.
Yeah, like our modern day politicians. He says it like that.
Yeah.
See how good he read the purpose. Give a round of applause.
No, also Krishna said to Arjuna to kill everybody for the sake of non-violence. Basically he did. Because this guy, they have to go, you know, they're creating so much chaos in the world, so you have to kill them, you know, for the sake of non-violence.
Well, yeah, this is what they say was very unpopular. If you kill a killer who had so much karma on it,
Yes.
you know, you actually be merciful. We can't say this nowadays.
Yeah, the modern world is difficult.
Okay, equanimity. Equanimity. Gleichmut. Gleichmut means it's not gleichgültig, means Gleichmut.
Yes.
Equanimity.
Equanimity.
Like Yudhishthira Maharaj, he was
Yeah.
Equanimous.
Yeah.
such qualities.
Yeah.
I mean,
Always
develop
fair.
such qualities, you know, to see everybody in it.
Can one say he didn't have prejudice?
Prejudice.
Prejudice?
Vorurteile.
I mean, he let everybody come as they are.
It's because
Yeah, accept.
he was also named
everybody
Ajata
as their-
Shastri.
How they are, no? To accept everybody as they are.
What's the Jata Shakti?
Is that
He was
correct?
named Ajata Shastri, which basically means his enemy is never born. That's how he is. Like his enemy is never born.
But I have a question here which goes a bit deeper. Like, you know, Yudhishthira, like he was how he was
Equipose.
Equanimous.
And then like Draupadi was like,
According to your aunt.
huh? What? No, like Draupadi, she was mistreated, so often. And then she had like Bhima to go to when Kichak was after her. And she said like it's no use to talk to Yudhishthira because he will like say some other words or just be somewhere. But she wants like justice, so she went to him while he was in the kitchen. And then just as she got like when Bhima killed Kichak, she was happy. So is that like wrong?
No.
No.
So is Yudhishthira wrong?
No.
So
But there's another interesting comparison between the Pandavas is because Bhima's mood is very straightforward. That's his mood. Very straightforward. He did something wrong, you need to chastise him. Finished. And also Bhima is very one-pointed devotee. He only wants Krishna, nothing else. So he did not want to learn any mantras, any mantra weapons like Agni Astra, Varuna Astra, because then he would have to chant the mantras for some devatas, and he only wanted Krishna. So he never learned any of those mantras. But Arjuna did, and Arjuna, utilized, of course, this in Krishna's service. So they're both right. They're just different moods. So Yudhishthira is in this mood. He's transcendental, long-term. Like karma. We have to just tolerate.
Bhima was not like that.
No, Bhima and he was. They deserve it. I'm a kshatriya. That's my duty. I'm ready.
One can see the 5 Pandavas also as like some sort of representatives of different senses, and Yudhishthira is kind of the mind, what was very controlled because he was focused on Krishna, because he knew when we now go and attack the Kauravas, then it's the wrong moment and probably will be a bad result. So he was kind of keeping the peace, although he know that his brothers, they were completely afraid with him, and Draupadi, he lost basically, he lost quite a lot on the confidence of them in him. But in the end it came out he was right, because he was so controlled, like the mind.
And also the parity between the two characteristics of Yudhishthira and Bhima is that Yudhishthira, he was a king, and whereas Bhima, he was just a warrior, a kshatriya. So Bhima had less restrictions, being that Yudhishthira had to also set an example as a king. He has his moral duties to set on and act according to righteousness.
So everyone
Like
was
Ramchandra also.
Yeah.
Lakshman was always
Yes.
So basically, you could say that Raja Dharma is the most difficult because you actually have to be, if you're sent to exile, that's it. You're sent to exile, and you follow it. Also, Ramachandra even had so much pain and separation from his father, he still went for exile, and so always taking being an example as the first priority. What's the benefit? What will benefit most people? That's what it says. Raja Dharma is the most difficult, actually, because it might seem very cold-hearted, or like with Sita also. It seemed very cold-hearted, but actually, for his personal well-being, it would have been better to just say no. My wife stays here, but for the bigger picture, he sacrificed even the relationship with Sita.
So Krishna still liked all of the 5 Pandavas same, right? They all
course,
he
they're
knew,
all
okay,
devotees.
you're the fiery guy, you're the peaceful guy, you're the fighting person, but he showered his mercy upon all of them. Although one was maybe hitting someone because of justice, and the other one withdrew from not hitting the person, and the other one was fighting. I mean, when Duryodhana and Bhima were fighting in the end, Krishna was like, okay, now it's the time to hit him down like on the thigh. So Krishna still protected, like, you're allowed to cheat now, and then so yeah.
I think Krishna loved them exactly for how they are.
Exactly.
He liked Bhima throwing elephants and chariots.
But they had a different relationship.
Yeah.
You cannot say like who does he like more, because with Arjuna he was a friend, but with Yudhishthira he was bowing down and touching his feet.
Yeah. But this therefore he likes all of us. There's no way in imitating another devotee, because Krishna wanted the relationship exactly
unique relationship.
Yes.
But how can we, in our community?
What was it? Oh, equanimity.
It means
Okay.
what he writes there is it means
Everybody.
it means he explains that it means the freedom. Equanimity means being free from attachment and aversion.
Yes.
So not to be too attached or too detached. So how can we apply that in the community?
Gleichmut. So then we have to tell devotees, if somebody comes with some questions, or don't be so attached. You are too attached, or you are too admired, then the devotee is so impressed you don't want to speak anymore.
No. We should embody that. We should not, you tell people, you can tell people so many things, but they learn much more from how you are, basically. Equanimity is a quality that you carry. It's like you live by example. You can tell people everything, and that sometimes the Buddhists are very good at telling people everything they do wrong, but we should be more examples.
So how should one be? Should one be like Yudhishthira or like Bhima?
Like yourself.
I am not Yudhishthira, not Bhima.
I mean, I think it depends what role you take on in the community. As a mother, it's different than being temple president of or head of a community. Let's put it like that. It's different. Then of course you better be like Yudhishthira.
Equanimity is good always. In all kinds of situations, it's a very good quality to cultivate. Otherwise you suffer, because you fall into dualities.
Is it not so that it depends on the situation? When you're like a mother or like a father, you protect your child, and then sometimes maybe you have to be like Bhima.
Yeah.
Otherwise the child will fall, or somebody will steal,
Exactly.
or something like this.
Yeah.
No? So
We all prefer to be like a Bhima, not like a machine.
He's hungry. Okay. Madhavi, is this topic I thought it's not a big topic, but equanimity.
There are so many qualities we just went through.
Yeah.
So if you see the Pandavas, each of them have not like a lack, but you can see one is strong in this and the other one is in that. So our ideal is to get all of these qualities right in our community life or in our daily life, right? So I'm just asking, is it like bad if you're not good at one thing? Because our goal is to have all all the qualities, but it's not possible because we have
Krishna is just saying that he created this. He created birth, fearless, fear, death. We don't have to be good at all of it. All this will happen, and equanimity is a good quality to cultivate.
Okay, should we?
Yeah.
Satisfaction.
Yes, to be satisfied.
37.
We're gonna start to sing. To be satisfied oneself.
You want me?
37.
What the Prabhupada wrote?
Satisfaction.
Yeah. Not to accumulate more than we need. I think.
Ah, yes.
That's a good point.
Not accumulate more than we need. To be
Memorize
satisfied.
the whole purpose.
No.
What we have.
I read it just before I came.
Nice.
I'm satisfied what I have.
Yeah.
And what I am.
Yeah. You know.
That's
Yeah, sure.
that's also, like Krishna, we see, okay, Krishna, is Krishna teaching Arjuna, just be happy what you are, don't try to be somebody else, because I created you in that way.
Otherwise the mind wants more and more. No?
Yeah, or something else.
Yeah.
And
But there's
it's
a
not
fine
happy.
line also
That's
in
right.
this, right?
Sure, there's everywhere a fine line.
In our community, people, there's a train stations, people coming going.
Some days. Yeah.
Not an hour.
But you have also those who run the place, right? For so many
Yeah,
years.
some people, some stations.
Some station master is there.
I mean, our whole process is to change of the heart, and we come with all our backpack, I will not say the other word, backpack, with lots of garbage. We come, especially those who are not born following the regulative principles and devotees, and come actually to change in one way. But then in that context, I remember when Kanal Maharaj once I asked him a similar question, and he said, all my life I didn't change. Since I was, since I came to the movement, I didn't change even a cent. I'm still the same person as I am. So of course it did change, kind of, but the essence of the person, of the personality, the qualities, maybe the bhima inside us, because sometimes we come and we're like, no more bhima, no more certain qualities we try to throw away because I'm a devotee, I must look nice, I must be humble, and I must have these qualities and look like him or her.
Yeah. Look like you. No, but this is exactly what Krishna tells Arjuna. Don't change, don't change the essence. Just do it for me. Whatever I gave you. Just connect it with me. Then it's perfect.
Not accumulate more than we need.
That was satisfaction. Austerity.
Oh,
Sorry, boys and girls. No prashadam today.
In Australia, this tradition, the ladies had to eat all the Mahaprasadam. So they would gain weight, and then the boys were allowed to eat only once while bowing down.
Oh.
When they put their head up, then.
Here was opposite. Mahaprasad, during festivals, the brahmacharis collect. Nobody gets nothing.
You got the left. Don't you told me you got the left. If there was anything, you might get.
We have a hand.
Das gefällt mir. Chaitanya Chandra wurde einmal gefragt von meiner Mataji, seiner Schülerin, Maharaj, was ist so die beste Tapasya für eine Frau? Ja, wenn wir irgendwelche Feste haben oder Kadische. Und dann hat er die angeschaut und gesagt, du bist im Frauenkörper. Das ist schon Tapasya genug.
So ask him what's the biggest austerity for a woman. He said you're already in a woman's body.
When you live with a lady, you see what actually they have to carry.
emotions.
The babies.
The baby is
Yes.
responsible.
Okay, anything else for austerity? Or you're getting hungry, huh? We almost through. Charity.
Charity.
Charity, of course, in community.
50%.
Yeah, Prabhupada says, he says this in the Prabhupada.
50% of the no, I'm not quoting Prabhupada. Wait,
But I think he says that. I read it as well. And Ananda
He
was
says
speaking in the lecture in the morning about it.
Yeah, charity is the best form of charity is considered to be food also, prasadam. Because in Kali Yuga there's no.
You see the
It says
devotees
to give-
getting more and more about prasadam.
No, but especially like for the public, if we give something out, our charity should be mainly prasadam. Yeah.
But what Prabhupada said also, especially about prasadam and charity, charity starts at home.
Yes.
And devotees, kind of had, I think it was the airport where they had lots of Mahaprasadam, and some devotees said, yeah, give it to the public. And Prabhupada said, no, give it first to the devotees. Charity starts at home.
In the train station,
But I have a question about the 50%. I've heard different opinions about it.
Now
Some
fear
say
comes in.
some say it's 50% of your savings or your profit, let's say. After you pay your bills, after you pay this, after you do, and after you status quo, then 50% of that. Is that?
You can ask Jagora Prabhu. He applied it.
I mean, if
No,
you have
the
complete...
thing is, I have one interesting example. There's this devotee from Dominican Republic. His mother was already kind of devotee, and then he met the devotees in Dominican Republic while he was distributing rice. So he was very poor actually at that time, and he was not a devotee at all. But he met the devotees and he started taking prasadam in the temple, and then he heard this, giving 50%. And he just took it literally, whatever money I have at the end of the month, at the beginning of the month, then I just give to the temple and I survive with the rest. And within a very short time, he became a millionaire. And now he paid my flight to go visit and open the new temple. He
Wow.
So I would say, like, if you take it literal, that it can. If you're like calculating, then it's like it should come from the heart. That's my feeling. Like he didn't calculate. He just heard it and he just did it. And then it worked for him. Like.
He didn't consult
And he
his
keeps doing that,
No consulting the wife.
He's sure it worked. Yeah, his wife was very mad at the beginning.
Of course.
Now she's very happy.
You have the example of Sudama Pramana. He basically went into debt to get some what is it called? Black rice, some broken rice. That I cannot go empty-handed before Krishna, so his wife begged in the neighborhood to get some broken rice because they were so poor, and he came back and he got a whole kingdom. But he didn't go and think, I want to
invest.
There's this one movie, how's it Malik, I think, where this one lady, where she says, he offered the incense, then he got all this wealth, and then she get whole packages of incense. No, it doesn't work like that. Yeah, what I say when people come and asking for for yagyas, what they should pay, I say, I always see Krishna doesn't see what you give, he sees what you hold back. So and that's the if you have trust in Krishna, you give 50% from everything, what you have, even more, like Chaigoro, this was the famous German example what goes in the German Vaishnava history.
Did he become rich?
This one.
But he managed to nourish 15 children.
15.
He has 15 children.
Wow.
And he started distributing balls in the streets, energy balls, and 50% to the temple always. So he has to.
Wow.
And now he had like a chain of bike shops in Hamburg. Now he's closing them down. He's retiring.
Legend.
There was one pastimes of Lord Chaitanya's times. There was one devotee very poor.
Oh yeah.
And,
Kulavich Sridhar, yeah.
And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to come and beg. He used to with the bananas.
Yeah, he was not begging, he was teasing.
He was teasing,
yeah. And this devotee who was, when he next, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, okay, I will not come again. If you don't want to give. And then Chaitanya, the devotee said, no. If I don't see your face, my day is not good. Come and I give you. Just take it.
Yes, and also still he would spend, even he had very little, he would spend a certain amount for Ganga Puja every day.
Okay, Charity. Then fame and infamy.
Fame and infamy.
Was nochmal bei Infamy?
Das Gegenteil.
Ja,
Achso.
Fame, wie kann man denn Fame
Fame.
Ruhm und Schmach.
Ruhm und Schmach.
Okay.
He said that you don't fight.
Schmach ist such
It's like
a
religious faith.
Offensive word by
He
you.
says that you are Kshatriya, you have to fight.
We could reflect maybe what is Simhachalam famous for and what is infamous for. Ja, klar.
Das ist gerade so schön.
Famous for festivals. Yes,
Most people they come for prashadam.
Deity worship.
Deity worship also.
Abhishek,
Check devotees, they always say, wow, this worship is so
Mahabhishekam.
Daily Darshan.
But I think also community. I mean, nowadays I hear often that devotees say it's a nice community. You know, it doesn't mean we should, kind of
Fame.
but fame. But it's something nice to keep up, to meditating how we can keep it and even make it better. Because there are things what we can improve. For example, what? Now we come on the infamy.
Shorter winters.
Shorter
That would be nice.
Don't worry, global warming is there.
Global warming, okay.
We have like no snow,
And
It used to be end of October, started snowing, and then it remained white. It just varied the height of snow, like between 0.5 meter and 2.5 meters until March.
Yeah.
The single Chadurdasi, still you had spots of snow on the single Chadurdasi.
That's progress. We already made progress.
That's a lot of progress actually.
Keep praying.
and the heating, we also should pray to the heating system.
Oh yeah.
So the old heating system, every second, third day or whatever was some problem with the old one.
Yeah.
Till Chagavasu blew it up. And the insurance paid for it. This is amazing.
What happened?
Okay.
The farm, when I came the first time to Simhachalam from Berlin, when I was a brahmachari, the farm was infamous because there were no ladies actually in Simhachalam.
Yeah.
There was no ladies in Simhachalam, it was only boys basically. Some of them were lifting weights and the other one were doing, whatever. But there were very few ladies, no ladies basically, no ladies ashrams. So that has changed already. And still I think the farm has this some infamous as being like male-dominated, masculine.
Around 10 years ago, all of the time, most ladies would say it's a little too intense, male energy, a little bit too, but I don't hear that as much as it used to. And you see that the ashram is also very full, usually the Mataji. Like 10 years ago, I remember we had one person in the ashram, one or two, so it changes. We change it.
Well, I mean, in the time when I joined, the farm was an abandoned place.
Yeah.
There lived only two persons, our Harinani Mukhi. Two devotees there, And then and sometimes you saw a killer, with a tractor,
with red car.
or with the blue tractor. And the Czech devotees, actually there were many Czech devotees in one point, and they sent everybody to the farm who was not suitable in the ashram. Tapanamisha and Eva Yudhavali, they were all kind of sent away.
They don't fit anywhere, they were sent.
Exile. One was.
We have helpers, any Prabhu who cannot do anything, like a mad person, is sent in the kitchen. Like Hari Yaksha. Oh my God. We have to call him every half an hour. He runs up And then we are cooking very easy. He has to wash pots, you know. Wash pots, he has to grind the flour, and he has to make the cream from the milk, you know. And then we have cream for after. So this was it. And then he starts, and then when he sees we are busy, he runs.
Do you remember Chirko?
Yeah,
Yurko, he
He used to
came.
have gummistiefel on and go to wash the pots.
Yeah, but he did
Boots.
different things. He was from Czech and he was also kind of a crazy guy.
Yeah.
But he came over the years he comes, and just recently I saw him. He came with 2 other persons for Yagya. And he looks quite. I mean, he looked always run down, and but he looked quite good. But I wanted to speak to him afterwards, but I didn't. He went then again. But he's still attachment. He's still coming. So, thank you very much. We run through it. Krishna says, all these various qualities of living beings are created by me alone. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad-Bhagavatam Gita ki jai. Now you want to say the second most famous mantra in the Hare Krishna movement?
Mahaprasade Govinde,
Mahaprasade Govinde,
Namo Brahmani Vaishnave,
Namo Brahmani Vaishnave,
Svalpa Punyavatam Rajam,
Svalpa Punyavatam Rajam,
Vishwasanaya Vijayate,
Vishwasanaya Vijayate,
Sharirara Vidyaja,
Sharirara Vidyaja,
Jyotendriya Tahika,
Jyotendriya Tahika,
Vipale Vishaya Sagare, Ramadhe Jivayate, Lovamai Sadurmati, Kejitartatina Samstare, Krishna Varadoyamai, Gaurivari Jivajay, Svaprasadana Dilabai, Seyanam Amritapau, Radha Krishna Gunago, Premedako Chaitanya Nitai, Jai Mahaprasadam ki jai.
There was a suggestion from, first of all, thank you very much. This was very beautiful that everybody contributed. And I think, was really enlightening, at least for